introduce someone who is our next speaker. He has extensive expertise in economics, and he will somehow clear this picture for us, at least in terms of how our economy is doing, really in general, in a macroeconomic sense, vis-a-vis other economies. And our next speaker also has a PhD in Applied Economics from Osaka University, and he has worked on economic development indicators which are being used by the National Competitiveness Council, or NCC, as a basis for their cities and municipalities' competitiveness index rankings. He also served as the president of the Philippine Economic Society in 2013 and continues to sit on the board. He's also a current professor at the Ateneo de Manila University teaching economics, and was recently cited by the Department of Finance as one of the most accurate economic forecasters. Let's all welcome the director of the Ateneo Center for Economic Research and Development, Dr. Alvin.
Hey, good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, Senator Chiz, and the management team of Cebuana Lhuillier. I'm so glad to be invited here to share our thoughts in the academe on the context of inclusivity, and most of it already has been announced, explained by Senator Chiz. Okay lang din po bang mag-Tagalog? Mas masarap po ang mag-Tagalog. Alright, just to show you that in the last years, the Philippines actually has been growing very fast. And despite the seemingly slowing down last year, hindi naman po talaga slow down yun. In a sense, because we still grew above 6%, which is after the 1808-09 crisis. And in the ASEAN 4 growth story, the Philippines remain to have one of the fastest growth still up to today. So, okay pa rin. No? Look at this data. In the 80s, we're growing 2.4. In the early 2000, 4.5. In the last decade, we're growing at 6.4. And this is something that is really very important in our economic growth right now. So, maganda rin tignan, no, that household consumption remain as a growth driver. And as we're talking about inclusivity, many people really still spend a lot of money instead of saving. Kaya tingnan natin, this is the challenge where you want to put inclusivity into context, particularly financial inclusion, because it's still a consumer-driven economy. So tignan, kahit na po may inflation last year, nag-slow down pero malaki pa rin. And just like what the Senator said earlier, agriculture has been declining, and this is the data that we can see very clearly. From year 1999, it was about 14% of GDP. And last year, ito na po ay 8.1% na ng GDP yung agricultural sector natin. And the growth rate is so erratic, up and down. And so, a lot of people are moving out of that sector basically because of the slow growth. And what has been pulling the growth of this economy is basically the trade sector. So we are so service-oriented at pumupunta sa mga services other than production, economic driver natin. And one of the driver, of course, is the BPO sector. And this is what the Senator was saying earlier. This is the share of labor across different industries in the economy. And you can see the green there, yung green bar at the bottom, represents the agricultural sector. The people who are working in the agricultural sector. So, if you look at the growth condition, the growth driver is industry and services, and yet most of the people still work in the agricultural sector. About, as the Senator said, 30% are still working in the agricultural sector. And if you look at the data in the last year, comparing just 2 years, the unemployment rate may have been going down, but look at I've encircled 2 aspects there. We are losing jobs in the agricultural sector. Okay, so if there are many people dependent in the agricultural sector, we are losing jobs there. The jobs that are being created are in the industry and services sector. And this is also interesting. Tingnan natin where the jobs are going. The jobs are going into the formal sector. What has happened in the last few years, more people are going into formal employment. So the wage and salary workers have been increasing. And ang effect naman yan is that few people are becoming self-employed. Balancing effect ng kailangan, we want to see that more people are actually working and getting formal employments, particularly the recent passage of the new SSS, yung new law on SSS, yung coverage will be wider. So you will see more people getting quality jobs. So what is the interpretation here? The Philippines has about 110 million population, only about 71 million yung working age, those supposed to be 15 years old and over. But look at how many people only participate in the economy who are really working. No? Out of the 71 million, only 61% working. Continues to go down. This is a very puzzling indicator. As the economy is growing, more people are not working. Hindi po sumasali, not participating in the labor force. And that's why even if the unemployment rate is going down, but there are so many people who are not or opting not to work. I'll show you later in comparison across Asia. Right? So there is decreasing unemployment, but what is not noticeable here is that meron po tayong improvement in what is known as the underemployment. What is the underemployment rate? This is the people who have jobs that are not full-time. Maybe they're working only part-time, or their jobs they have high qualification and they're not paid well. So in this case, it's decreasing. So that means people are getting quality jobs at the moment. And also, if you look at the current trend right now, particularly those working age 30 to 20, yung mga nasa mga millennials, they are working in what is known as in a gig economy. Napapasok ngayon, tapos mag-resign. Basta nakuha na nila yung pang-tour nila, tapos na, magre-resign na naman. So, gano'n, no? Gig economy. Look at this, is very interesting. Look at the bar, to the biggest bar at the top. Many of our workers right now are like that, especially the young ones. It's very difficult for the human resource to train people because they will, if you train them after a few months, magre-resign. So, personal experience yan kasi yung anak ko ganun, pasok, labas. Pag may gig na siya, resign na naman siya. So this is I think most of you who have millennials in your company would agree with what I'm saying. Let me just quickly pass through this data, macro data on external debt. The Philippines now one of the lowest external debt condition that allows us to access the international market supposedly. So yung challenge natin sa pangungutang abroad would be much better now than before because we have a better exchange debt condition. Interest rates unfortunately started to increase because of inflation last year and so many other factors that because government needs money to fund its bill program, right? And this is the excise tax that we experienced also last year. I'm putting all of this here so that we have a perspective on what inclusivity is all about, not just financial inclusion, but overall how it affects everyone. So the excise tax will not stop this year. No? Next year, another 150 for diesel and 1 peso for gas. Suffice it to say that this is something geopolitical. You cannot predict it. Even the best of the DOF forecast was not able to forecast it as we wanted it. But the inflation rate that happened to us last year, I think most of the people who were afraid of inflation last year were millennials because they never experienced inflation more than 10%. Right? Because I'm showing you data going back many years, diba? Totoo naman, inflation was about 62% in the 1980s. And so it was about 10% in January 2008. So, it's not something we should be fearing right now. Venezuela has inflation that can no longer be recorded. And if you look at the data or the news right now, the average Venezuelan has already lost 11 kilos. So if you want to lose weight, don't knock it. So the problem is that it was hyped so much. So I want to show you this difficult assumption. So, hindi natin forecast yung price ng oil because it's geopolitical, as I said.